Hey, good morning, everybody. What's going on? I think I'm having some technical difficulty, man. Look. Nevertheless. Hey, good morning. There we go. I just had to make sure it was doing right, man. Doing right. I got an early start today. Got an early start. Oh, okay. I gotta take that out. All right. I got an early start today, man, and I'm already at the office where I'm going to be working from today. So I'm definitely excited. And this computer is, there we go. Got me a little shook this morning. But look, this morning, man, I got something that's been on my mind, man. I've been thinking about this and doing some study on it for about all this week. And I've been challenging myself to think about expectations. And today I want to really talk about the truth about expectations based upon some things I've been researching and studying to kind of give you an understanding or help you understand that sometimes in life, your expectations, most of our expectations do not. Hey, God bless you, Sister Fitz. Thank you so much for being on. I forgot to do my intro, so let me go back and do my intro. Hey, what's up, everybody? This your boy, Pastor Mike. You already know the dopest pastor this side of heaven and everybody's favorite life coach, man. I am excited this morning. I've gotten started early, man, and it looked like I may be having some internet issues. So you guys, if you're out there watching, let me know if it's shaking or lagging so I could just move to another place. I believe this topic that I got today is going to be very uplifting. It's going to be very informative to you if you'll catch it. I've been thinking about expectations, and I want to talk about the truth about our expectations. Many of us have expectations in life, but I want to talk about our inner, the depth of our expectations. Like, what's the source of our expectations? Why do we expect certain things? And I'm not talking about from the perspective of your dreams and desires, but I'm talking about from the perspective, what do you expect to happen in relationships? What do you expect to happen in life? What do you expect to happen, or what are you expecting out of your life? Now, watch this. In context, or based upon spirituality, or in faith text. There we go. Not context, but faith text. Let me use that word. I just made it up. In faith text, most of us, when I ask you about your expectations, you're going to say something like, I expect God to do great things. I expect to live a prosperous and a good life. I expect great things to happen. And that's a great thing to say. And it's true that you're supposed to expect it. But the truth about expectations, you guys, the truth about expectations is many times they derive from three places. They derive from, one, our perception of things. How we view things is where our expectations begin to grow from. How we view life, how we view situations, how we view the outcome about things that have happened in our life. And then the other thing is by our experiences, how we have had experience. The Bible tells us it this way. The Bible tells us we were born into iniquity and shaped in sin, meaning that our life and who we are has been shaped and molded by every bad and good thing that has happened in our life. So everything that has happened in our life, God bless you, Sister Wilson. Thank you so much for being on. Everything that has happened in our life from our childhood to now, every event, every good and bad event. And let me preface something, you guys. Sometimes when bad events happen in good situations, it warps our expectations. When bad events happen in good situations, it warps our expectations. Let me say it this way. When we see bad things happen in our mother and father's relationship, it warps our expectations in our intimacy or intimate relationships, such as boyfriend and girlfriends. And so because of that bad event that happened in a good situation, it warps our expectation. Now, we may desire great things, but if we see something bad, it warps our expectations. Watch this. And I'm not talking about on the surface. I'm talking about deep within, because we begin to look at our relationships from the lens of what has been presented before us. We begin to experience life through the lenses of past events and how it has affected us or shaped us. Now, the truth is, when we deal with the expectation factor, we got to understand that our perception, everybody's perception, how we think and how we view life and our beliefs, it has a way of changing how we view what we saw or how we see what we see in life. That's why this narrative of that's my truth, because everyone has a different perception based upon their experience, different beliefs based upon their experience and based upon their thinking. They form a different level of expectation. That's why it's very important that you live understanding who you are. Many times, some of us don't believe that what we went through is still affecting us. Some of us don't know how to say, watch this, we get super spiritual. Let me be honest. We get super spiritual. God bless you, Sister Walker. We get super spiritual and we miss. Guess what? That the fact that, yeah, I'm delivered, I've been set free, I've been healed, but that thing I went through still has affected me, still plays a role in my life, still shapes and nurtures me according to who I am. Now, how I choose to allow it to affect me is my truth. But I have to be real and say that experience has affected me. It has shaped me. It has molded me. I'll take me, for example. The absence of my father in my life has shaped the role of my fathership with my children. How I do, Father, how I act, how I show up, how I apologize, or how I'll go above and beyond. Because I didn't get it, I begin to shape myself to be that. And then there are some who say, I made it without my father. And whether we know it or not, in the back of their mind, they may be absent as a father, but because the absence of their father, their perception and their experience cause them to feel like they'll be all right. I really want to get you the truth about expectations, because expectations is not just what we say out of our mouth. There's a gap between our expectations and the reality. There are a gap between what we want and the reality of what we have. There's a gap. And whether we know it or not, the way we think and the way we're wired has been shaped by the experiences and the culture that we grew up in. So much so that sometimes the challenge is between what I desire and what I expect. We desire, oh my God. Catch this. Let me say this. We desire great things. Many of us have great desires for our life. But one of the biggest challenges against achieving our desires and becoming what we desire are the expectations that we have based upon experiences in life, based upon what we've experienced. And some of us, whether we want to admit or not, I want to help you understand, until you get over that experience or until you're able to carry the weight of that experience and stop avoiding it, you'll never get to your desires. Watch this. The enemy creeps in at a young age to warp your expectations in order for you to fumble at achieving the desires that are in you. Because in order for you to achieve, watch this, the desires, the Bible says God wants to do exceedingly above all that you can ever ask or think. According to he said, I want to exceed your desires, not your expectations. God wants to meet and exceed the desires that are in you. But life shapes our expectations. Tragedy, defeat, pain, and hurt and the things that we see in the atmosphere of our life shape our expectations. Now we have desires that are greater than our expectations. And what happens is if we cannot fully examine why our expectations exist, why am I limited? Why am I, watch this, how do I know your expectations, catch this, you guys, need to be re-examined? And some of us don't really know that our expectations are from our experiences and our upbringing because we've settled. I want to talk to somebody. Because you've settled. You've settled. You have big dreams, but you settled in small places. You settled in small places because every time you try to maneuver outside of maneuver outside your expectations and within your desires, what happened is something in the experience of your past. How can I say it? What you call something similar to what happened in the past showed up again. God bless you, Brother Pat, all the way from Kenya, man. Thank you so much, man of God. Has showed up. And it has limited us so much so that now every time we get ready to move in our desire, we allow the history of our expectations to bring us back to a settling place, so much so that we never break the barrier between what we desire and what our expectations have been set for us. Have been set for us. I want to be clear that watch this. In order for your desires to be met, you must handle the truth about your expectations. Catch this. In order for your dreams to manifest, in order for what you're believing God for to manifest in your life, you must handle the truth about your expectations. You must really look at your expectations and ask yourself, are you settling for less in whatever area of your life because of an experience that you have, and now you're no longer fighting for better, but you're settling for right now? Let's just be honest. Where are you settling at in your life? Because guess what? Your desire is always greater than your expectation, but your expectation has been set for you. And watch this. Watch this. I'm not. God bless you. I want to really, man. This is real deep. This should have been a Bible study class or something. But what I'm learning is, watch this. Something else that shapes our expectations: our emotions. If you're emotionally unhealthy, then your expectations will always weigh on your emotions. Every challenge in life, here's one thing that I realized, you guys: emotionally unhealthy people cannot handle the pressure and breaking the barriers between their experience and their desire. Where I want to be at versus where I'm at or what I've been through. And what happens is we create cycles in our life because of where we are emotionally. Because whatever you're believing God for, you have to be able to hold the emotions of of hurt in without reacting to how you feel, but reacting to how you expect or what you desire in life. Your emotions have a way of taking you out of the lane of possibility and into the lane of destruction and impossible. Because you're going to do, guess this, if you begin to do what you feel, and if what you feel is not what God said or not what you desire, you'll begin to mess up the desire because you're operating in your feelings and not in the desire. You're operating based upon that moment. How many times have you found yourself acting out of character because in an emotional a moment, you begin to do what you feel and not do what you are? You begin to react because right now, the weight of the emotion. Another thing that shapes us, you guys. I was recently talking with a couple pastors, and we were talking about reality TV. And I'm one of the ones, you guys. I hate reality TV with a passion. I hate it. I don't even think reality TV is real because you put them cameras on people, they'll do something that they normally wouldn't do. They'll do something out of character because they know they're on Front Street, like they got the spotlight on them. And what I'm realizing is the weight of being on the TV with reality TV is an emotional place, right? Because you guard yourself. And what I'm learning is now for me, I'm making sure that I'm never in places or never going to, I'm doing my best, and I'm trying to say this right, not to allow my emotions to destroy my character. Because if I allow my emotions to destroy my character, then what I do is I limit my ability or the capacity within me to walk in my truth about who I am, because whenever the emotion is overwhelming, it pulls me outside of my design, pulls me outside of my character, and it allows me to, it causes me to act according to how I feel and not what's real, according to what you've done and not who I am. God bless you. God bless you. So, yeah. Text me. So, my bad. That was my son, you guys. So watch this. Let me get this out. Let me get all this out real quick. So, the truth about our expectations. Watch this. Just living by your expectation does not determine every outcome, but it will determine how you move. Living out of your expectations or not knowing your expectation, limiting your understanding of your expectations will not determine every outcome, but it will limit how you move. When we lack an understanding in our expectations, we lack an understanding of who we are. And when we lack an understanding of who we are, we're unable to walk in the true identity or character that God called us to be. Everything in your life that has shaped your life has been shaped there for purpose. It has been meant to develop you. Even the expectations of your hurt in your past is something that God is using to shape and mold you according to what He has placed on your life. But you cannot manifest it if you're limited in your understanding. If you're limited in your understanding, you'll always be limited in your development and in your growth. And we don't want to live a limited life. You can only grow according to the understanding of yourself. Many people are trapped because guess what? They understand others, but they don't understand themselves. They can tell you their problems, but they can't tell you why their problems exist. Do not examine me if you're not able to examine yourself. Do not tell me where my hurt comes from. Hey, God bless you, sister. Oh man, God bless you. Do not tell me about my pain if you can't handle your pain. God bless you, Sister Booker. God bless you. Thank you so much for being on. So now I have to live according to the desires that God says. Watch this. If I'm going to really be blessed and walk in the truth about God, God says, I want to give you the desires of your heart. So God says, I'm going to give you what's your desire, but you got to get over a limited expectation because of what you've been exposed to. Because our expectation is a product of our exposure. So now I got to find out, why is this a desire for me? And why is my expectation blocking my desire? How do I get over this expectation? How do I get into this desire? How do I cause myself to walk according to what I'm seeing in my life? Expectation or living by your desire requires you to be able to handle the disappointments, pain, setbacks, defeat, and all these things will come. But they're only temporary and are used to shape you for where you're going. Everything that has happened is shaping you for the desire that God has placed in you. God allows God allows tragedy in order for you to experience and accept and appreciate the triumph. God allows tragedy to happen in order for you to appreciate victory. God never allows nothing to happen without it being beneficial to the person that it happened to. But we got to be willing to take away from what hurt us in order to hold what was meant to help us. So I'll leave you with three things. If you're ever going to understand the truth, one thing about the truth about expectations, watch this. In order for you to know the truth about your expectations, you got to avoid your comfort zones. What are comfort zones? Those are places where we allow ourselves to be comfortable with where we are. Instead of, so you cannot move forward until you're first able to dig deeper. Digging deeper is understanding, watch this, I need to dig deep inside my every emotion, every thought, every opinion, and ask myself, where does this derive from if it's counterproductive to where I'm trying to go? I got to be honest with myself because most of our comfort zones keep us in our now when we're all striving for our to come. Most of our comfort zones keep us in our now when many of us are striving for our to come, but because we won't look in our past, we can never get over our now. If you can't handle what you've been through, then you can't get out of what you're in, because you're only in what you're in because of what you've been through. Oh my God. Where you are now is a product of where you come from. So in order for you to get to where you're going, you got to understand where you come from so you can break the borders of where you are now and avoid being comfortable. This is just me. This is just how I am. Now something shaped you this way. And you got to ask yourself, did I pull the right thing out of that situation? Did I get what God has for me? Or did I get the pain from what was in it? Did I receive, watch this, the truth for my development? Or did I receive a truth for my bondage? Oh my God. Did I put borders around my life? Or did I break the barriers of my life? Comfort zones are places where we create borders and barriers. And although they may stretch wide and far, they limit us because we've allowed them to exist when God was trying to erase them through an experience, but because our perception of the culture or because our belief was warped, we never broke through. We have to admit our concerns. You got to be real about yourself. See, here's the problem with many of us, you guys, we don't have real conversations. We have conversations based upon people's expectations or what we believe people expect out of us. When you have concerns that are, how can I say, warded down by the expectations of others, you'll always be limited to the breakthroughs you can have. You'll always be limited to the breakthroughs that you can have. And the last one, you have to amplify your inner character. You have to align your confidence by amplifying your inner character. The one thing about our outer experience is shaped by our inner character. The life of who we are within shapes who we are outside. And if we don't allow that inner character to move and freely live, then we limit what we experience on the outside. So your confidence has to be who I am and not what I've been shaped to be. Who I am on the inside. What's that person that you keep from everybody? That one that you guard and protect. The part of you that you like. The part of you that you like. That's the truth about expectations. I pray that it bless you. Thank you so much for being on. This your boy, you already know, the dopest pastor this side of heaven. Signing out. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.